Hi Leo, my ascendant brothers and sisters. Welcome to your April 2025 Astrotarot with me, Raphael, from Reydiant Reality. So, Leo, April is definitely feeling like a month for you to catch your breath after the intensity and craziness that was March. The energy of this month is definitely focusing on healing, realigning your priorities, and preparing for the next chapter. While it's definitely, excuse me, while it's definitely not as fiery as you might like it to be, these quieter transits and this quieter time is definitely giving you a chance to reflect on what's truly important to you and also to set the stage for longer term growth. With that said, my name is Raphael. I am an astrologer, tarot reader, numerologist, and energy worker. For those of you that don't know, for those of you that do, welcome back. You know, Rafi loves you. If you are new to my channel, whenever I'm talking about astrology, I'm talking about tropical Western whole sign astrology. If I ever forget to give you the transits or the dates for the transits, you'll be able to find that stuff in the description box below. You will also be able to book your personal session there with me. And as if that wasn't enough, I do want to mention that if ever I'm talking about astrology, you want to be looking at your ascendant first. If you're only going to watch one of these, watch for your ascendant first, and then let's get into the others for your sun and your moon. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity, and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise. And they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So I'm going to give these a shuffle, and these will be for your lunations. So that is kind of a picture of the sky at this moment in time, and that is a kind of a picture of the chart as it stands right now for Leo people from that Leonine perspective, right? So the first transit that I want to look at actually does start on the 9th, but it's going to go right the way through to the 11th, and that is the conjunction of Mercury and the North Node, right? So I'm going to put that on top of there. So this is happening for you in your 8th house, right? Why? Because Pisces occupies the 8th house for Leo. This alignment of energies it's about transformation. It's about your shared resources and finances. It's about intimacy, and it's signaling a fated message or realization or even conversation of some sort that can really bring about a very deep and a very meaningful change. Now, why do we say that? So Mercury for you rules your 11th house of Gemini, and it also rules your 2nd house of your of Virgo, right? So your 2nd house, your money, finances, and resources. The 11th house is also a monetary house because it's the gains from your career or your business. So this could be, to be fair, I actually think this will play out quite heavily in terms of your finances. This is like, and when we're talking about the 8th house, we're talking about transformation, we're talking about change, we're talking about deep rooted, meaningful change, which is what transformation is, turning from one thing into another. And the fact that you've got this Mercury energy of communication and conversation, whatever's being shared with you at the moment, it really helps you see your long-term visions and future and your resources in a very different light, right? It gets you to see that something else is possible for you. Mercury, as your ruling of your, as the ruler of your 2nd and your 11th, of social networks, social media, right? The public at large in that regard. It suggests that financial conversations, maybe, or even shared investments right now might play a central theme, especially because the 11th house is also benefactors, people that can help you, people that can support you, people that can play like a supportive role in your life. You might get news or have an important discussion around debts, right? 8th house is debts, it's inheritance, it's loans, taxes, all of that kind of stuff could be talked about at this moment in time. Shared and financial responsibilities could be coming up as well. Alternatively, this could also be a moment where you gain clarity about an emotional connection or a partnership that really requires a lot of trust and vulnerability. Pay attention to your intuitive nudges and leanings, because the 8th house is also a very psychic, very intuitive, very occult house as well. So your spiritual insights or personal spiritual power could be coming up at this moment in time, as could really deep mental considerations right now. This might guide you towards, decisions that really feel very destined or very fated in some way, whether it's financial or emotional. The changes that are taking place at this moment in time, they're helping you let go of old patterns and habits and to really embrace something new. For this, you've got the Three of Cups. So maybe this happens through a friendship or a reunion, which is very possible, especially because the 11th house is already indicated, and the 11th house is friendships. Friendship groups. You've got the Knight of Wands, so you've got something to prove here, and you've got this with the Page of Pentacles. Whatever you are working on as of this time, Leo, it will go far into the future. It really is just you scratching the surface of what's going to be possible for you moving forward. And I think you have a lot of reasons to be very excited about how things are about to start shaping up for you. So I'm totally here for that. Yeah, love it. When it comes to the second transit on the 12th of the month, I don't have a Chiron glyph, unfortunately. So the Sun, your ruling planet, or should we say your ruling luminary, is going to come into a conjunction with Chiron in your 9th house. So this is you are meeting Chiron. The 9th house has a lot to do with healing, right? Especially around our beliefs, around our long-seated or held philosophies or ideas or ideologies or even worldview. And the fact that the Sun is conjunct Chiron, this could really trigger some kind of healing, especially around things like higher learning or university. If you've had any traumas and challenges around those things, this could be you deciding, like, you know what, even with those wounds and stuff, I'm going to go back to school. Because the Sun rules you and your body, this could be information that comes in that really helps you learn and discover a new or a greater sense of yourself. This could also trigger some kind of travel that has a very healing sort of element to it. And it might also highlight a wound related to your sense of purpose, or maybe even your ability to see the bigger picture. If you've been questioning your path or maybe doubting your ability to grow or to expand, this is a really powerful moment to heal those insecurities and therefore go beyond whatever those limitations are. If you've got any limiting beliefs, they will be highlighted to you at this time. And through that being highlighted, it will allow you to really move forward. This is happening at 23 degrees, right? The key might come through some kind of learning, some kind of teaching, maybe even simply through just reframing or your perspective in some regard. I'm not actually supposed to be on camera at this moment in time. Sorry about that. So I'm moving this from now on so that you guys can see the board, right? I was just thinking to myself, like, why am I still here? I can still see myself. Another thing is as well, because the 9th house is teachers, publishing, so this could be, maybe you read a really powerful transformative book, maybe you read something or you see something on TV or watching YouTube, etc., and it has a really profound effect that triggers some kind of healing. It could be that a coach, a mentor, a guru of some sort really helps you see from a different perspective how, with maybe some really small shifts or changes in perspective, you can really see things sort of amplify in some way. This could be a time for you as well where it's like you're maybe where you're called to share your wisdom with others, even if it feels vulnerable, even if it feels like the what you're sharing at this time, it's like, oh, this is really deeply personal, but it could be exactly what somebody else needs to hear at this time. The insights that you gain now will definitely help you move forward, especially with like a greater sense of renewal. And maybe even a greater sense of confidence and clarity about your soul direction. For this, you've got the Two of Cups, so there's definitely a mentor, coach, guru, teacher, somebody that you really look up to. With the Five of Wands, they're giving you the right kind of challenge here, and the Ace of Swords. And I kind of like this because it suggests that there's a deadline here in some regard. It's like whatever you're working on or working towards, it does have a shelf life, or it does have some kind of like, you're going to have to, it's like you're given a certain amount of time, but that's it, right? You don't have, like, beyond that, you're kind of like, oh, okay, like, I thought I had more time. No, you don't. You're going to have to get to it almost sort of immediately. On the 15th of the month, we have a powerful grand water trine across your 4th, 8th, and 12th houses. So the 4th, 8th, and 12th is where kind of like the gnarly stuff is in the chart. And also the 4th, 8th, and 12th are water houses, right? Much, obviously these are occupied by actual water signs for you, but they are known as the water houses. Um, Now, the reason usually when it comes to this, I wouldn't usually use the moon for this, because it's, she moves so quickly that it's such a fleeting transit. However, Moon is in Scorpio, which is Mars's sign. Mars is in Cancer, which is Moon's sign. So these two are in what we call a mutual reception. And all of the cluster of energies, Saturn, Mercury, Venus, and the North Node, all in the 8th house. This is a powerful moment. And this harmonious grand water trine energy is really in your emotional and private houses, and it's creating a deeply introspective energy for you. The moon in Scorpio is bringing your your thoughts and your feelings to the surface, helping you really understand how and why some of your patterns are unfolding in the way that they are. Maybe really helping you see how you feel about a home, a property, or a family sort of situation. Mars in Cancer is energizing your 12th house, right? It's bringing energy and excitation and passion, and also helping you sever any of those self-sabotaging tendencies, limiting beliefs, all of that kind of stuff. It's like you're able to finally see where you're getting in your own way and then actually do something about it. And as if all of that wasn't enough, the cluster of energies in your 8th house is saying, I know I need change, I know I need transformation, and I'm willing to do it. And because Mars is trying to Saturn as well, that's what I love to call Mars trine Saturn in water signs is incredible, because it's incredible emotional inner fortitude. It's a time for you to really connect with your emotions at that deeper level, Leo, and to really see, right? To really delve deeper into not only who you are, but also what you feel. You might feel called to retreat, to reflect, to focus on healing old wounds, to resolve buried emotions, right? To bring them out in some way. And the energy might feel heavy at times. There's no getting around this, right? It is what it is. But as I say, it's fleeting because the moon is involved. And, Luna spends what? Just about 2, sometimes 2 and a bit days in a sign. So it's fleeting, but it's a really powerful moment to shift some stuff here. It's also a really good time for you to focus on your inner world, whether that's through journaling, therapy, maybe giving your, if you're going to have therapy and you want to use this, I would say the 14th, the 15th, and the 16th of April, those are your best days, because what you get out of it, it's like you're able to really let your emotions flow, and this could really create some kind of healing for you. For this, you've got the Mother of Cups, right? So the Queen of Cups. You've got the Mother of Wands, so the Queen of Wands, and you've got the Seven of Swords, right? So in your history and your heritage, where you have been given knowledge or information that really is not true, where somebody has said something to you and it's gone in, and rather than it be like a stone that goes to the bottom of the ocean, it's kind of gone in and just got completely latched or attached to your sense of self. Well, this could be where you really release that, and it may be that a friend, right? And we say that the reason I say that it could be a friend is because you've got 2 queens. 2 queens represent sincere friends. And so this could be a time where you literally have like a friend say to you, like, you know what, you need to know this, you need to see this from this perspective, and that view from a different sort of lens really helps you understand where maybe something that was maybe didn't even mean anything to anybody else, right, has really been something that has tripped you up or stunted your growth or your forward momentum. Okay, on the 18th of the month, Mars comes back into your sign. You got the power, right? This is great, first of all, because it means that this energy of Mars is now in a sign that it's more comfortable with, right? Mars is going to be getting back to not only its own energy of being, forward momentum. Of all of the planets, Mars is the one that hates most to go retrograde, right? Because it's about forward momentum, pushing forward, driving forward, ever forward, marching forward. And so this energy here in your sign, it brings the power squarely back into your hands. Prior to this, the power has been with your enemies, with your self-sabotaging tendencies, with your, in the depths of your psyche. And now that it comes into your first house, this gives you energy and power and passion and vigor that is able to be used, that is able to be channeled and focused into actually doing something. Now, Mars for you rules your ninth house, but Mars also rules your fourth house. So it rules your emotions, your home, your living situation, and your property and your family ties, but it also rules your your education, your philosophies, and your belief system. Mars moving back into your sign, you're going to feel this energy shift almost immediately after months of introspection and healing and feeling like your vitality is being sapped and your drive, like you're getting your vitality back, you're getting your drive back, you're getting your confidence back in full force. This is a time for you to take action on your goals, to show the world what you are made of, right? Mars rules that fourth house, that ninth house. This is about emotional expansion. It's also that this could manifest as a renewed sense of direction in your personal life. It could be like a really powerful step forward towards a long-term vision, or maybe you finally take all of that knowledge and information that you've gathered on a subject and you actually start fucking using it, right? You're going to feel more like yourself than you have in months, ready to lead, ready to create, ready to take charge. Like, be careful here about impatience and overexertion. You don't want to burn yourself out, right? We don't go from 0 to 100. You got to channel this energy, right, into, what we would consider our productive and meaningful pursuits. Don't rush it. You're building something that is worth the effort. For this, you've got the Ace of Wands. This is go time. This is go time. Look, with the Empress, you're building something that is beautiful, and you've got this with the Eight of Cups. This is a moment of transformation. This is a moment where you finally get to walk away from, to release the past in a way that you can kind of say, you know what? Yes, that was not easy. No, yes, I felt like I was kind of not, wasn't going to make it through, but actually, here I am. Now, the other thing with this, because you've got the Ace of Wands and the Empress, this is the birth or the creation of something that is going to change everything. So whatever it is that you're working on at this time, Leo, around this 18th of April, this is actually a really good time for a launch, I have to say. Like, whatever it is, even though the moon will be in Sag at this point, but even still, I actually really like this for a launch, like whatever it is that you're putting out into the world. And then on the 21st of the month, we have Venus coming into a conjunction with the North Node and Saturn. This is a big deal, right? So first things first, Venus rules your career, your social status, your public standing. She also rules your communications, conversations, your skill set, your mind, your website, all of that good stuff. This is a time where these things are getting a rebirth in some regard, or again, maybe going through a transformation. Now, this is a pretty big deal because Saturn is a 30-year cycle. The North Node is an 18/19-year cycle, and Venus is a 19-month cycle. So think about the mathematics that have had to happen for those three to come together all at the same time into a conjunction in the sign of Pisces. That's a pretty big deal. This is a rare alignment, right? It's happening in your shared resources. It's bringing a big moment that requires focus and discipline and commitment. Saturn's influence or energy here is bringing, like, it's suggesting like a restructuring is necessary, whether that's financial, emotional, intimate, spiritual. I think it's going to be all of the above, if I'm completely honest with you, but definitely in your working realm and sphere. Venus is, you know, softens the transit because it's bringing harmony, like harmonious energy to the relationships or the resources that are required, or maybe even the sources of those things. But that Saturnian energy that is present right now, it's that long-term reward is going to require hard work, focus, patience, and diligence. And, you know, with Venus there, it's kind of like whistle while you work. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's giving you that, like, yeah, just whistle while you work, right? Whack some tunes on, put your fucking, like, this is me. This is my way of doing things. When I have a lot to write, when I have a lot to create, you all know this already. I love chill step. Chill step is like my absolute favorite. Chill step, lo-fi, avatar lo-fi. Those are like my go-tos, right? When I need to write something or I've got a lot to do, I will whack the headphones on, I will put the tunes on, and I will literally just disappear into that work. Sometimes, like, I look up and I'm like 4 hours has gone past because I just get so lost in it, and I love that. This Venus energy, make it fun for yourself. If you're going to have to work this hard, if you're going to require this level of patience, this is a time for you to address debts, renegotiate financial arrangements, but also to have a look at the give and take within your partnerships and your connections. And with the North Node here, it's bringing that karmic element. It's suggesting that the changes that you're making now, they do have a long-term lasting sort of impact. And whether you're letting go of something that doesn't serve you, or maybe even going in to commit to something that requires a new level of vulnerability or a new level of personal power that you haven't reached into as yet. This is the turning point that sets the stage for profound growth and also material acquisition and spiritual evolution. Just a really, really powerful moment, I think. You got the Wheel of Fortune. There's opportunity in this, big opportunities in that. You've got the Tower card. Okay, so surprise journeys and developments, surprise opportunities that show up, potentially ones that are amazing but very disruptive. You've got this with the Five of Pentacles. One thing that I do want you to be really conscious of here, this is not a time to be reckless with your finances. It's also not a time to, if money is flowing in at this moment in time, don't spunk it. All right, I want you to be really solid with your finances. I want you to have, good solid plans or a good solid focus. Okay. And then finally, on the 13th of the month, you will have the full moon in the sign of Libra in your third house. That's going to bring a sense of clarity to your daily experience, and it may also see you, gaining some kind of insight on what skills really that you already have in the arsenal that need to be employed for what you're trying to do at the moment. For this, you've got the gate 19 and sensitivity. Sensitivity is your superpower. That's definitely something to consider. As if that wasn't enough, you will also have a new moon on the 27th in the sign of Taurus. This is in your 10th house. Your 10th house of your social status and your career. And for this, you've got the gate 47 and mindset. You're already having this. I mean, this whole reading has basically talked about the massive transformative mindset shift that's taking place for you over this month. I think this is just a continuation of that, and a message to say that the shifts that you make in your mindset and also in your approach to things is really going to make all the difference this month and beyond. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic month. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.